Welcome to The Grind and Glow.
Real talk, real estate, real life.
I'm Kathy Garcia.
And I'm Megan Black. We're two unlikely friends turned business partners bringing you real, unfiltered conversations about the real estate world and the wild ride that comes with it.
From industry highs and lows to behind the scene moments you won't believe, we're here to keep it fun, relatable, and refreshingly real.
Expect laughs, lessons, and a little chaos along the way.
Because in real estate and life, things don't always go as planned.
Let's get real. Let's talk real estate. Let's dive in. You guys, I'm so excited. We got Chris Riley here today. So Chris is actually my personal trainer. And to be honest with you, when it first come time to join the group, I was really not feeling it. Like, I really was like reserved. I was like nervous about the group because, you know, I mean, you're pretty fit dude, and then like a lot of people in the group were, you know, fit, some not. To be honest with you, I think our average is like what, like our average age on our,
we figured this out the other day.
it was like 30.
Was it 36, 38?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, we have people on there that are in their 60s and people that are 19.
Yes.
You know, it's a very different variety. But I feel like one of my favorite things about the gym is honestly this is a community. Like, you have really, and some of the clients, you've got people that have been with you for like 10 years, right?
Yeah, years.
Yeah, because I think Carol and Michelle?
Yeah, Carol and Michelle.
And Teresa?
Yeah.
Teresa's.
All right, so this is going to help me with my business too. This is perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so what makes you nervous about it to initially join it? Is it just because of the fitness, or is it like...
I'll tell you what it is for me. Like, it's definitely fitness.
Okay.
You know how they said no judgment zone? Oh, no, I know people are judging. And I think, like, for me, it's just like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to get out of my element. Everybody else is going to be able to do burpees. And I'm over here like, okay, how do I pick myself up? So I think it's just the unknown. Because a lot of people just make it look so smooth and cool and easy.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is hopefully what I've done at my gym or our community is hopefully we have a environment or a group of people that aren't really paying too much attention to you. Hopefully they're paying a lot of attention to themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because it's their time
That's
to
the
work
goal.
on themselves.
I actually agree.
No, especially at our gym, right?
Especially at our gym.
Yeah. I feel like most people are paying attention to themselves. Like, you may have some people that look at you, but I don't think they're looking in a judging or in a demeaning fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most of our gyms. Now, there are some gyms that are like that,
Sure.
100%, and that starts from the top. So
Yeah. Luckily,
I've been able to create this kind of community from the ground up.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of limited that. So yeah, a lot of that can be self-imposed, like all the intimidation and not like
It was
you know
for me. It was for me.
Yeah, and it takes some getting to know me too. Like, I'm a pretty patient kind of guy. But
Yeah.
you can go ahead.
Yeah,
So,
no. I mean, I was gonna say, so like for me, it was intimidation. I was intimidated. I mean, if you've seen my fiance Sophia is pretty fit, and you know, I was like, I don't want to compare myself to her. Like, I didn't, and then like seeing like some of the other, like, you know, there's one lady on there. I don't know how old Teresa T1 is, but she's
60.
She's 60. And she's so fit. I mean, she's like ripped, you know, and like in the most positive, loving way, you know, possible. And so like it was overwhelming. And at first I had the same mindset as you, is like, well, are they going to judge me? What are they going to think of me? Am I going to suck? You know, what's Chris going to think? Is Chris going to think I'm going to suck? Because I'm going to suck, you know? Am I going to have, and also like, am I going to have the drive? Because I think, you know, for me, I think you said it one time. It's like I'm a 5 all day. Like, I'm not in the gym in 90%. Like, I'm just not that person. I don't want to get hurt. I'm nervous. I don't like to feel pressured to like balls to the wall.
Sure.
For lack of better terminology. I like to feel safe. I like to feel like if I don't feel comfortable doing something, I don't have to do it. And watching you from the outside teach these women was really, and men, was really helpful, because I saw, okay, Chris is not going to like he's going to beat me up enough, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But not to the point where I feel bullied. Does that make sense?
Like, you're in the Marines, you see how, like, get on the floor, get me. You're like, oh, gosh, I don't want to go into that gym.
Yeah, I don't want to be bullied.
Yeah. Have you ever had a personal trainer before?
I had when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting back into the gym
I
space?
have.
Okay.
And you know what it is? I think for me, it's just the motivation. But it's so funny because every day, I kid you not, on Instagram, I always get this lady. I don't know if you've seen her. She's like, if you're over 40 and you make over 6 figures, I can get you smoke show ready by the summer. And I'm like, oh, what is she gonna do?
Perfect. Oh, okay, this ties in. This is perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so that was good. What I do initially, right, is, okay, number one, what's the main goal? Everybody just wants to get healthier.
Yeah.
So my main priority is everybody moving. Yes, positive. Like, if you weren't here, you wouldn't be moving, so that's a positive. And what I do is I like to take my time to get to know each individual person, because you may notice this, but I kind of treat different people differently based on their kind of like personalities and their what they like and what they don't like. I'm really good at kind of reading people. Like, I can tell if they're like, hey, I can push this one versus more this one. Just kind of like let them move, let them do their thing, and then like give them words of encouragement throughout. But also throughout time, like as we develop our relationship, because you just started 6 months ago, right? You started in January?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so. So as we get further along, there will be a moment where it's like, I'll come to a intuitive decision where it's like, okay, it's time to give her a little bit of a push, not meaning making you do something you want to do, but maybe we've been in the space long enough to where it's like, okay, she's comfortable now, and maybe she's
You
about
push
to
me with my box jumps.
yeah, maybe she's about to have a wedding or something. Like, there's a moment where it's like, all right, now let's really like lock this in, because we have this personal connection where I've been patient and I've taken my time with you, and you know me, and you know I'm not going to force you to do anything you want to do. But when there's a big event, and then when there's time to like, okay, let's get in shape, like I can ask you to go for it, and you're more likely to listen to that.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
you genuinely do care.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I care about people. I'm very interested in people. I love people. I love all different kinds of people. It's interesting to me. I don't know why I care so much. Or
What did you do before you were a trainer? I'd love to just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I grew up playing sports. Sports was my thing.
Okay.
Like, I've never been like a handy kind of guy, mechanic. That's not me. I'm a sports guy from the bottom, like from day one. So I've learned how to be on teams and deal with people. So that's kind of just my background, period. My dad was in the military. My mom and dad divorced, so you're living in houses with step parents, and you're finding out how to deal with them as well. So you're in a lot of social situations where you kind of like got to navigate people. And I just, from the very early age, I just figured that out, kind of, because I wanted my life to be peaceful and great too.
That's a good quality, because a lot of people don't learn that, and you can't teach that.
No, right? You can't unless you want to.
Yeah.
Like, you got to learn people. Like, if you want, let's say if you have, and this is not my story, let's just say you have a stepfather you don't like or something. You got to figure out how to make peace in that situation or whatever. And same thing when you're on a team. Like, you want the best outcome for both of you. How can I make him happy? How can I be happy? And how can we coexist together? So that kind of from childhood, and I've always been really good at it. I just can read, I can see what you like, and I can see what you don't like, and we can go from there. I'll take it wherever you want to. I'm not going to force anybody into anything, right? So that's just kind of my background in the simplest form.
Because you've been training since you were.
Yeah. Okay. So high school sports. Then after that, I went to college. I went to UNCP, Pembroke, down in Lumberton. Well, Pembroke, but most people know Lumberton. And after that, I worked construction, and worked construction for a long time. My stepmom was somebody in the office there, like a secretary or something like that. So she hooked me up with a summer job every now and again, and I would go there. And after that, I worked at a prison. So again, dealing with people, dealing in complex situations. And then as I was in the prison, of course, I did not want to be there, right? Who does?
No,
Power
nobody.
to those that enjoy that kind of work, whatever. So I took a chance on training. I always liked working out, playing football, playing baseball. They made you work out in the off season. That was important. So it's something I've always had a knowledge in. I was like, let me go get my certification. Let me start training some cousins or something for super cheap. Let's see if it's a thing. And eventually turned into what it is today, where I have my own facilities, and we're doing all right.
Because you got 2 gyms.
Yes, we have 2.
Sophia actually, so I live in Creedmoor, for anybody that doesn't know. And Sophia lived in Raleigh, and when she moved in with me, she was really like, she did not want to live in Creedmoor. Like, she was used to Raleigh, you know, she was used to big city, people all around, easy things to get to, having a community, because she went to the like F45 gym. And I remember when she first come to your gym, you know this story. Yeah. She walked in, looked around, and walked out.
I think it was even, no offense, I think it was even worse than that. I think she drove down, like went to the parking lot and drove back out.
Yes, she was not having it.
No.
She was not about it. And you were at some kind of event. I wasn't even there. Okay. And you hosted like some kind of like community event. You were like, had a table or something.
Okay, probably the Creedmoor Music Festival.
And she won a free month.
Okay.
Interesting. She won a free month of training, and she was like, well, I guess if it's free, I have to do it.
Yeah.
And here we are, almost 2 years later. And she like absolutely loves it. I mean, right now I'm training for a half marathon. Yeah, I'm already nervous. But Sophia and you guys are training for a marathon, and yeah, I mean, you kicked Sophia's butt. Even just yesterday, I think it was, you messaged her and was like, hey.
Yeah. She's one of those I can kind of like
be real with.
Yeah, 100%, and she accepts it well. And yeah. Do I want to tell the story?
Yeah, tell it. Go for it.
Okay, so this is what happened. So last year we did a marathon. Mm-hmm. Let me tie my system into this first. Let me sell you guys real quick. Okay, when you're a personal trainer, when you're doing something community, what you need is you need a goal, you need a system, and you need like a celebration, like a defined outcome, and you need to celebrate that. So I just figured this out recently. Last year we started with the marathon stuff. I was like, okay, let's go 5K, 10K, half, or full. You choose. Up to you. Mm-hmm. But we have a goal. We have a system. I created the running programs for it. And then the big finale is the marathon, and let's have a little fun. Let's drink some beer, whatever. So last year we did that, and everything that happened with you guys.
It was a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of derailed your training and stuff. But still, you came out and you did it. But some of us did the marathon, and I think she was a little bit she wished she would have done it.
She was disappointed.
But there's no reason to, because the situation, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So this year she was super excited about it. January she signed up for it. I was like, man, I wish we would have done a different one besides City of Oaks. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I didn't want to do the same one again, but I'm fine. It's not that big of a deal.
All right.
So she signed up for it, and we started our training this week. And she missed the first 2 days of the training.
Yeah.
I was like, listen. Yeah. The whole reason we're doing this.
It's you. Yeah.
Not saying you're the whole reason we're doing this, but you are a lot of the motivation, even for myself, because I can do things for others more than sometimes I can myself. So it's like, bro, I can do it. But everybody else is locked in too. You got other people. I'm trying to talk Teresa Travis into doing it. I'm trying to. So I was like, come on, show up. Let's go. Be a part, or be a leader. Not even be a part, but lead the charge, because you did when you signed up. You know what I mean?
She literally outruns everybody.
Yeah, she's great. She's super fit, super good gym goer.
Yeah. Sophia is a 110% person. Yeah. Typically. Yeah. Like, it's kind of annoying sometimes, because I'm a doer, but I'm more like a let's do it, And and she's like, let's do it right now.
Yeah. She's like a sprinter, where you're like more, no pun intended, you're a marathon runner. You're trying to do it for the long game.
Right.
You're in it for the long game. You want to get healthier. You want to get fit, but you kind of want to go at your own pace. You got this going on. You got your real estate stuff going on. You want to tie all that in together.
Yeah.
And that makes sense too, because I used to be 110%. I still am when I go to the gym, but I don't go to the gym every day. I don't work out every day. On the weekend, I want to have fun. If I want to drink a beer, I'm going to drink a beer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I go in when I go in, but then I'll also have a relax too.
Yeah, you have a life.
Yeah, for sure. I have more on my plate. You have a kid. I have 2 gyms, so it's more about managing stuff like that as well.
Yeah, having to manage that family life balance. Yeah, because your son is a year?
He's a year old.
He's little.
Yeah, super cute.
He's a big boy.
Is he?
He's a big boy.
It's so fun, such a fun age. Do you have any kids?
I do, but my kids are older.
Okay. How old?
So I have a 15, 19, 24.
15, 19, 24. All right. So they're high school or gone.
Yep. So I only have a high schooler left.
Okay. And where do they go to? Are you in Raleigh?
I'm in Holly Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they go to Holly Springs High?
No, so my daughter's at Gibbons here in Raleigh.
Okay.
Yeah. And my son he's in college, and my oldest graduated from college. So
Okay.
Her daughter just got her, or is getting.
she's getting her real estate license. Yeah,
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
this month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Look at
yeah.
you.
Yeah, we're trying to grow our business,
Yeah.
And I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen you grow your business. I mean, and I one of the things I'll say, like, I noticed, I told you, I remember we were doing, I think last quarter, because the way that you kind of do things is you kind of have like quarter, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but it
Yes.
seems like you have quarterly like goals, and you kind of like change workouts and
Yes.
change the systems each quarter. So it's kind of new.
Yes.
It's like you stick with something for a while. But I remember, I think it was last quarter, I made mention to you, I was like, my focus honestly is mobility more than anything.
Sure.
What are we doing this quarter?
Yeah.
Mobility. And it's like, I don't know that you did that for me, but in my opinion, in my mind, it was like, like he listened.
Yeah, well, I like to take. I love it when you guys give me ideas, because sometimes two brains works better than one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it helps put me navigate a path. When somebody says, I like to cut down trees and I like to plant a garden, it's like, well, how can I fit that into the same thing? It's
Right.
like, let's make this work for everybody.
Yeah.
Because there are different facets of fitness, and sometimes you're going to get to a phase where you don't really like it, but I mean, when you're training so many people, you can't make everybody happy right now, but
Right.
eventually maybe I can get
Yeah.
to you, and
Yeah.
and that can be your time to shine, where I can really lock in with you and be like, all right, here we go. Sophia, you run the marathon training. Let's go. Let's really give it our best effort. The rest of the year, kind of chill. Then, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. That might
Take
not be your thing.
Take that time to focus on maybe your business or your family time. Or not saying don't go to the gym, because you still need to
Right.
come, but just don't give it 100.
110%.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
So,
pick your main goal that you're looking for.
pick your season, and when you pick your season, let's go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I'm training.
because that'll carry you through the year.
I'm genuine. My thought process right now, to be honest with you, we ran 2 miles yesterday. My shins hurt so bad. He's doing this like sprinting challenge,
my
like
gosh.
sprinting training,
Yeah.
and like a lot of it is like high knees and like slam your feet on the ground. And I've been sore in places of my legs I've never even felt before.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, it was like the day that we did like the high, like all of the
Like
sprinting
the
things.
bounds, or maybe, or
Yes.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
remember I literally the next morning I got up and I like went to go sit on the toilet, and I couldn't get up. I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some help.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is good.
This is a good question for you guys as far as growing your business. How do you guys go about hiring and stuff like that? What's your processes and your system? Because I'm super interested in systems and processes, because I know that's what it takes to kind of like move levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's y'all's processes and systems as far as that?
So I'm gonna actually tell you a secret here. Kathy's not very good at it.
Okay.
Kathy is a micromanager, and she's very she likes to control, not to like
No. Yeah.
but it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Kathy likes to control everything, so she has a really difficult time with
Like
hiring.
letting go.
Yeah.
And I think just because even like we talked about how we met on a team, and a lot of people just aren't as motivated. And I now, after hearing so many people say, well, when you're ready to start a business and you're ready to take that path, you have to let go some of those responsibilities. My biggest thing is, well, are we going to give it to the right person? Because I think it's, somebody handing over your clients, your business, it's very hard because nobody's going to outwork you the most time. And so I just don't want to hand over clients to somebody who isn't going to do it, who isn't as motivated. Even, my business has grown. I was looking for an assistant like about maybe last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting somebody on the phone to speak with me. I had so many people like, oh, I'm interested, but I can only work these days. Well, I need a full-time agent.
Right.
So we're thinking about growing this business now and expanding and having a team. So I don't know.
So
Megan
I'm
is
really good at it.
opposite. Yeah, Megan's
What do you
opposite.
mean?
I'm actually really good at it. So I think there are a couple of things. First of all, don't be afraid of failure.
Yeah.
The chances of you getting someone that you're not going to like is
High.
It's high.
Very high.
Don't be afraid to fire somebody. So when I was a dental assistant, I was in charge of hiring and firing in a couple of the offices I was at. if you didn't work out in the first 90 days, I'd fire you. And I wouldn't bat an eye. Like,
Yeah.
it's business. It's not personal. I really don't care. I know a lot of people are going to listen to this and they're going to be like, whatever. But the Myers-Briggs...
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this today, but go ahead.
The Myers-Briggs. So anybody that knows me personally knows that I am a little obsessed with the Myers-Briggs. But it's because if I understand how you see the world, if I understand how you perceive things, then I can understand how to communicate on a level. The same way that you just have this intuitive like nature about you, I use Myers-Briggs for that. Like, that's one of the ways that I learned how to communicate. And I remember one of the first offices that I worked at, I took over as leader. I was 26 years old. I was the youngest person in the office, and now I was managing the back. I remember there was one lady in there. She was like 55, 56 at the time. And when I took over, I changed things. I didn't like the way things were running, so I changed it. And I did it. I changed it based on the Myers-Briggs. I, like, restructured things. And I remember when I first did it, people were kind of pissed at me.
Sure.
You know, because they liked the way things were. And I was like, let's give it a go. If we give it a month and you guys don't like it in a month, we'll change it back.
Sure.
Changed it. Everybody loved it.
Oh.
I remember when I left there, the lady who was in her 50s, she, like, took me outside. She was like, and I even wrote this lady up one time. Like, her name is Linda. I literally wrote Linda up one time, and she was like, when I wrote her up, she was like, she thanked me because she was like, thank you so much. I know that you don't want to write me up, like, you know, because I'm a pretty good boss. Like, I'm really not to, like, whatever, but, like, I'm kind and I'm compassionate, and I believe that we're all human beings, and I'm not very, like, the way that I manage is basically, like, you're an adult and I'm an adult, and I believe that you should be able to manage yourself for the most part, and if you can't, you're just not right on my team, right? So I hired 2 people, actually, in the last, like, 6 months. I hired my TC, which is a transaction coordinator. Basically, they run all the things in the back end. So when you work with me, you don't just work with me. I have someone who is going to be checking and making sure we're on schedule, because that's not my strong suit. Like, I'm not good with making sure that things are on schedule. I can barely get my own schedule. So I hired somebody. The way that I hired her, I made her take her Myers-Briggs. I wanted to know what her Myers-Briggs. I found out she was an INFJ. I know INFJs are really good with organization, so I knew that she would be at least organized. Now, there are times where I might have to, like, hey, can you do this? Or, you know, like, remind her or something. But that's okay.
For sure. Like, every now and again, as long as it's not okay, or here's my other question to that. How do you get the inquiries as far as people applying to the job? How do you guys go about that? Because all that sounds good, but how do you get people to be like, yo, I want to work for you, whatever?
Yeah, so with Heather, I actually I like to seek people. When it came to being a dental assistant, because I would say that I just put in I put on Facebook, hey, looking for this, and had people apply, and then I would interview. With my interviews, I usually did like a 30-minute conversation, and then you go to work. And I want to see you work. Yeah. And because I don't really, like, we can talk all day. You can make yourself sound great, but I want to see you in action. Let's put you to work. I'd make them work a day and see how they worked.
Sure.
If it were a trainer, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd say, let's have a conversation. I mean, obviously, if you can typically, within a 30-minute conversation, you can see if the person's, like, at least intelligent or, you know, able to, like, I think empathy is really important in every job, for the most part, unless you're like credit collections or something, you know, which you should probably still be. But yeah, so that's the way that I've gone about it is, like, with Heather, I called my attorney and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a really good transaction coordinator because she works with a bunch of them. Who do you know? That's honestly what I would do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to people. And with the VA I have now, she was kind of a godsend. Like, God just sent her to me. I prayed about it.
Sure.
I believe, I know you have faith as well. And I believe, like, Sophia, we were just talking about this in the last podcast, but Sophia was asking me one time, she was like, where are you going to get your next client? And I said, everywhere. And in her mind, because Sophia's she's more anxious driven. She's more, like, nervous. And, like, when she was an agent, like, constantly worrying about where you're going to get your next client.
Yeah.
It's, like, our biggest, like, stressor.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Especially when you're self-employed, this is it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't hunt, you don't eat.
Yeah.
If you don't hunt, you
there's
don't eat.
that.
Yeah.
And so I put a lot of my trust in God. Like,
Well, you kind of got to. You just got to
Yeah.
have a good product, and you got to be diligent about your product, and hopefully, when you sell a home or whatever the process is that you guys do, somebody else tells somebody, hey, these people did great work for me.
Yeah.
They laid out everything in a way that was respectful, up to my standards, and hopefully that it just gets passed around.
And
And
for
it
you,
eventually it will.
it's the same
I would
way
say
for
for
you.
you, it's like you have people who are your walking billboards, right? Like, oh my gosh, you look good. What are you doing? Oh, well, let me tell you.
if you were if you were in Durham or Raleigh, you would not be able to sustain the amount of clients you would have.
No, I wouldn't. I'm more like you as far as when it gets to hiring. I am. So I'm very. I'm not a micromanager, but this is where like paying somebody
Yeah.
comes into play. It's like people want $20 an hour out the gate. I had a girl the other day swing by, and it's like, I don't know if you're worth $20 an hour,
Right,
honestly.
yeah.
So she came in. She was a girl, and she was looking for. She said, "I want to be a cleaner," and she worked at Planet Fitness. And she stopped in. I said, "Okay," and she said a dollar amount what she wanted. I said, "That dollar amount, cleaning isn't worth that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't bring me business. To
Yeah.
be honest, like it may get a person or two, but you know our gym's
Yeah.
old school. It's like it's not that type of uppity gym. If it
Okay.
was, maybe it would.
Yeah.
And-
Our gym is very like old school, very like it's kind of in a ditch.
Sure.
You know, it's very raw.
Underground,
Yeah,
yeah.
underground.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of that vibe to it, right?
Yeah, which is it's very different. And like I said, I think that I love it though because it is that community feel.
Yeah.
If you're in there, I mean, I know everybody at the gym.
It's so many different ways we could go with this that make business so interesting or places so interesting, because you could go to like a underground kind of spot and then you go to like a higher end spot and it's two completely different feels. And how
yeah.
important is that feel for you to like if you go to like a luxury spot, how much more anxiety would you have in there
Right.
working
Lot.
out versus somewhere where it's kind of like
It's grungy.
yeah, it's grungy. Not many people know about it. It's something about that.
I'm
that
wearing my jogging pants and a t-shirt.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. And we're sweating like crazy. It's not really cool. Like it's a little hot in there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
It's
Some old school fans.
That's
are
just
You don't need to
That's
get
just the
made up to
vibe.
go into the gym.
No.
Oh, it's a place for work, baby.
Yeah,
We're
we're
here
there to work out.
Yeah, seriously.
And we work.
Yeah, we do. Creating community and being a part of a community, you have to have some common ground, right? What's
Yeah.
our common
Yeah.
ground? We all want to be fit, and this is my part of we're all going to work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to work
How
hard.
do you stay motivated? Because I feel like, I mean, honestly, your job really is motivating people.
It's finding the right times. It's reading the people and finding the right times. And my job is making it as easy as possible for you to come to the gym. I want to make it as easy as possible. I want to make sure it's a group. I want to make sure it's like-minded people. All these things, that is more my job. I tell people all the time, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm a systemizer and organizer on how to get you fit.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
create systems. I organize things. I create the class. Sometimes we have like 12 people in a class and we got 4 stations. And it's
Yeah.
like organizing that and making sure
Yeah.
that runs cleanly so that you're having a good time. You're not bored. You're working out. You still have some time to talk to some people, all that.
Yeah,
I want to make it as easy as possible for you to come to the gym. Now, when we're in here, we're going to work hard because that's
Yeah.
important, because you're in here for a reason.
Right.
You want something.
Yeah.
So let's work hard. And when you're out of there, you just feel like so good. Today was my last day working out. It's Friday. And I was talking to my 7 a.m. group. And I said, man, doesn't it feel nice when you made it to the end of the week and you've done all your workouts? It's like you're done. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does. It feels great.
Because you know how it is. We work hard. It ain't like we
Yeah.
go in there and
No.
pity-pat around and chit-chat.
Yeah, you go in there, you're
We
working
go in
for-
there, we work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you typically it's like 2 different like rounds of workout.
And it's like people want a little escape from life sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's going to escape you from life, like maybe having a box jump that's 12 inches and you don't know if you're going to hit your shins or not. And it's like, I don't care what happened 5 hours ago. I'm thinking about this damn box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
You know what I
100%,
mean?
100%.
So that's very cleansing and it's nice to have.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I really, like about the group personally is, and it's interesting because, like, I feel like different groups, because I've been to, like, the morning group and the afternoon group, like, our afternoon group, we're all so positive and, like, so helpful with one another. Like, it's constantly like, good job, Carol, good job, Megan, good job, Sophia, good job, Teresa, you got this, come on.
And you like doing that a lot. You really like encouraging. Like, I hear you all the time saying, good job, ladies, good job this, good job that, and that's great.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a good group. Man, if I could hire anybody, somebody, Teresa always says when she retires she wants to work for me. I'm hiring out of that group.
I hope
I'm
Teresa
hiring
does it.
out of
Because
that
they
group.
believe in also what you're doing.
100%.
And that's what you want.
And I want to build the business the right way too.
course.
Speed isn't as important as brick by brick. I want it to be strong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want it to be strong. I don't care. Like, I make decent. Do I want to grow? Yes, but I want to grow the right way.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
I want to grow slow and steady and firm, and I want to make sure everybody believes and find a good role for everybody.
And it's hard because, like, I feel like your position, it's not, like, it's a very specific position you would be hiring for.
Yes, I figured that out recently too. I have to hire for a job,
Yes.
a role.
Yes. It's very specific. And I think, it is hard because, I mean, you had somebody in, not to whatever, but you had some in there for a while, and it just wasn't really the same. Loved the person, but it was very just not as, like, intentional. I feel like, and you talk about being intentional even with our workouts. You're like, be intentional, like, feel it in your abs when you do this. Be intentional about this. And I think you definitely deliver an intentional community.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you have groups, right, you're going to have some people in there that really want to get, like, maybe they came at a desperate time in their life. Maybe
Yeah.
they're about to get married. Maybe they just went through something catastrophic and they're like, I'm done with this. I'm ready to get in shape. So when you have a big group, you have to make sure that some people aren't in there horsing around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you got to,
yeah. Yeah.
your job as a community, as a team, when you're a part of a team, you want to win a game, right?
Right.
Everybody has to pitch in. Everybody's playing a role every time you step on the court and in the gym, in the business.
Yeah.
We're trying to win here. So if you're,
Yeah.
if you're a part of an intentional group and you're slacking off, like, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Well, you feel it. Like, there's no, like, all right, so the morning group is very different. The morning group is more like just, like, a couple of moms who
You're talking
are,
about like 8 a.m.
yeah.
Yeah.
The 8 a.m. group is more like just a couple of moms who are in there really just to have fun, like, with
Get
each
a break
other.
from the kids,
Yes.
the husband.
Yeah, totally. And then, like, the evening group is more like, hey, we're going to be faster. We're going to be stronger. We're going to lift more weights. We're going to,
And I credit that actually to the people in the 6:30 group.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's great. Like, if I have somebody that's seriously trying to get in shape, I say, hey, what time or can you come? And they'll be like, oh, I can come this time, this time, and this time. Come 6:30.
Yeah.
Come to 6:30.
Put 'em in the right group.
Or come at 5
okay.
a.m. You
That's
know what I'm
good.
saying?
So you know.
If they're more like, hey, I'm just trying to get into the swing of things. I'm just trying to de-stress. I want to have something to do in the middle of my day. I want to work a little sweat. Come to a different class.
Right.
Yeah.
It just depends on, because when you meet people for a membership or they want to train it, I always meet them first. I want to feel them out, see where they are. And that's fine to have those different groups, but you want to make sure you place the right person in the right group so that they succeed in whatever it is they're trying to do, whether it's their first day in the gym. If your first day in the gym, come at 8 o'clock. It's fine. Let's build it. Let's get there. And then if you get more serious, maybe you can be the one to make the 8 or 9 o'clock go hard.
Yeah.
Because you're the one leading the charge. You know
whenever
what I'm saying?
I'm doing the 8 o'clock class, and it's very interesting because, like, in the 6 o'clock class, I'm more on, like, the lower tier of, like, drive and whatever. Like, there are a lot of people in that group that can outlift me, will outrun me, have more stamina, whatever it may be. And so, like, in the afternoon groups, I'm like, whew, like I'm the one trying to climb up the, you know what I'm saying? And then in the morning groups, like last time I went to the morning group, the girl was like, you're like an overachiever. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm just barely achieving, you know? Like, yeah, okay. So it is like a different, you know, and I think like balancing that is like my mom, for instance, love my mother, but she doesn't want to work out in a group, and I truly think it's the same reason I did, is fear, right?
Yeah.
So
always.
Mia, Chris is teaching kids now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's doing like a summer camp for kids, and it's a big variety of ages. It's like 6 to like 16, like a very vast variety. But Mia is like one of the youngest. She's 6. Well, she just turned 7 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Mia.
I know. But we went last week, and literally homegirl cried. She did not want to get out of the car.
Oh.
She was terrified. I like talking to her. I'm like, why don't you want to do it? And she's like, because they're going to laugh at me.
Aw,
you know?
yeah.
And it's so funny because, like, honestly, that's most people. Most people in all reality are just in 6-year-old Mia's brain.
Yeah.
100%.
You know? And Mia, and I'm very vocal. Like, you've met Mia. And it's so funny because, like, you've met her aside otherwise, but she does not act like that. She doesn't have the anxiety as bad, you know, typically. But she just, like, was full of anxiety, that, like, full of just, like, fear and anxiety. And it's so crazy because I talked to her yesterday. I went out to the house and I was like, hey, like, we're going to do it again. But next time we're going to get there early so we can meet people. Because I think that'll make her feel more comfortable, you know? And she said, I'm going to have courage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was
Awesome.
like, yeah.
Awesome.
I was like, you are going to have courage. She was like, I can do hard things. And I was like,
Man,
you can do hard things.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
like a little transformation right there.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I'm really
Love
hoping that
Yeah.
she'll do it.
Even if she doesn't, like, even by the end of it, if she's doing it, dude, win.
That's how I feel.
Win.
If she just participates at all.
100% win.
Yeah, and I know she'll like it.
Because that is a battle. And
Yeah.
you deal with that. I don't care if you're going into the gym your first time or selling your first house or whatever it is. It's just like that anxiety, dude. If you let it, it'll get a hold of you and it won't let go.
It
You
won't
gotta
paralyze.
fight it. You gotta fight it.
Yeah, for us, it's like a lot of social media. So like for us, like most agents, they get this fear wrapped around their mind about the social media aspect. Because like our business is very different. Your business, you want to grab a person and hold a person.
Mm-hmm.
We got to keep grabbing. You know, like
Yeah.
we're constantly like grab, because people don't buy houses every day.
Right.
They buy one every 10 years, maybe.
Right.
You know, every 7 to 10 years.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm in my 3rd year of business. My clients that I've sold to haven't sold yet.
Right.
So I'm not getting that like return business. I'm getting referrals, but not the
Yeah.
return business yet. But a lot of agents, they get stuck. Like I have a friend now who, you know, she's terrified to post social media. And I'm like, girl, just post it.
Yeah.
Like just, if you mess up, it's okay to mess up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get hung up on, they want to be perfect.
Welcome to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna mess up.
You're going to mess up.
Yeah, it took me, dude. I just started making decent money like last year, and I started in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time because you got to grab them, you got to hold them, you got to learn the right systems. There's so many people.
Yes.
Like if I could start today with them, I have a better system, and they would have stayed. But that's part of the game, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Learning.
part of the game.
What would
Yeah.
you say changed your business, right? Like, was there this one thing where you felt like, okay, I got this?
I always felt like I got it. Like
Yeah.
I never felt. I always felt like I was going to make it just because of the fact if you push through, you push through, you push through, eventually you'll break through.
But not a lot of people push through, so maybe
Right.
that's a...
Right. But what changed what changed the business is honestly just me making adjustment after adjustment after
Yeah.
adjustment. Like figuring
That's
out
true.
what works and figuring out what doesn't work. And my dad made a joke to me one time. We were playing poker and I didn't really know how to play. And he was like, and you're playing for money when you're playing, right? And he was like, that's the price of education, son.
Yeah.
So,
I made $17,000 my first year of real estate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's the price of education.
That is
you know?
the price of education. But now, you just learn what makes money and what doesn't. You figure out what your clients want versus what they don't, and I'm sure that differs in each community. But like I said, just making the gym as easy as possible was the most important, because it's a very hard thing to do day in and day out. Even still, like myself, I've been in the game for a long time. There's still days where I don't want to go.
Right.
But the sense of community, like I know Emily's going to be waiting for me. I know Cassie's going to be waiting for me. I know Nathan's going to be waiting for me.
Right.
So I know they're going to be there. Like, I'm going to show up too, because they're going to show up. And it's just this team thing that the major breakthrough financially that was changing to groups.
Yeah.
I used to be a one-on-one trainer, and I used to
Okay.
be more of like a bodybuilding style gym.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
used to be kind of that because that's what got me super into it.
Right.
I did a few bodybuilding shows,
Yeah.
and it really changed my life as far as mentally, spiritually, all those things, because it's extreme discipline. You're going to the
Yeah.
gym every day, you're doing your cardio, and your
Yep.
diet is on point all the time.
Right.
Yep.
It's the hardest thing you can do, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there are hardest things you can do as well. I'm not discounting any other thing, but that's what's up there, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll just say I've seen you, like, I think it was like last year you did a competition, and I could tell a difference in your mood just based on your what you were eating, because you were hungry.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm very cognizant of. I try to be cognizant of that too.
Yeah.
Like,
It's hard.
and your energy affects other people.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
try not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I take a nap every day in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
just because I have night classes and I want to be there for my people.
Yeah, because you're up at like what, 4:30?
Yeah.
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 What time's the first class?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. class.
Yeah, 5 a.m. I got 5. I got 7. I got 8.
And you're there for all of these classes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 And he has 2 gyms.
I have 10. I have my kids class at 12. I got 4, 5, and 6:30.
Yeah.
And what made you, I'm guessing before you probably worked for somebody and then you ventured off and did this on your own? Is that
Well, as far as training,
like business, your own business, like starting your own business?
oh yeah. I mean, I worked construction and all
Yeah.
that, and I worked at the prison.
Yeah.
The main thing was I just wanted to like my job.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to like my job. I started training. There was a guy lucky enough to like let me train. It didn't charge me rent or nothing. I was charging super cheap. Oh man,
Yeah.
what a blessing! Sometimes what a blessing some other people are.
Oh, yeah,
as
and
far
you don't
as
even know it.
in your path.
Yep.
Because it was bringing him business. Like people had to pay memberships and
Yeah.
all that. So I guess he saw the benefit in having me there as well.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess I just enjoyed it and was decent at it. So I just said, let's go see where
I'm
it
gonna
goes.
bet on myself.
I don't have any other plans. I
Yeah.
don't have anything else. Like I love sports. This gets me close to sports. Like I
Yeah.
have athletes I train.
Yeah,
So-
there's another guy that's that comes to the gym that trains like a lot of the athletes. His name's Kurt.
Yes.
Yeah, and he works them boys.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah,
he
he's
was a
great.
good addition to the team. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, he was a good addition to the
Which
team.
I assume you found by him coming to the gym.
Yes, and yes, yeah. He trained with me like one of the first couple of months ever, and then eventually he's always been in the gym. He coached the high school baseball team too, so he had that tie in.
Yeah.
And he was like, one day he just came up to me. He's like, "What if I became a trainer?" I was like, "Dude, I'll pay for your certification. Let's go.
Love
Let's
that.
get it."
Yeah.
Because he's a go getter too. I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah, I know, he's a go-getter.
100%.
I love go-getters.
Yeah.
I liked it is funny because like I think you see me at the gym a lot and not in the business aspect of the world, and I do know that who I am in the gym is a little bit different than who I am in the world.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Like
You're a
even-
go getter in business.
Oh,
100%.
yeah. I love what I do.
Yes.
I love real estate. I believe in it. I believe in investing your money smartly, which, so like that's my passion, the same way that the
Yeah.
gym and health is your passion. And it's really cool to like, but I have learned a lot about like focusing on health because like I said, I think I initially took it as like just kind of like whatever, but then like being around you and you are very motivating, and you are like a pusher and not in a way of like push you off the ledge, you know what I'm saying? But like, let's get close.
Yeah. And your intensity has picked up as you've gone. I feel like
For sure.
Maybe this was you with real estate. Maybe you started off kind of like dabbling into it, and then you started gaining a little bit of traction, and you were like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I feel like that could be the same way with you with this because I've seen you start to like up your weights on your squats and like your bench press. I'm like, okay, she's getting into it. All right, what's going on over here?
Well, like I never considered myself a runner.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time, if you see me running, you better start running yourself. You know, like, for real.
I think the same way.
Yeah. And then I watched Sophia run, and she killed it. You know, like, she was prior her we had a situation with her mom. You know, her mom ended up passing, but prior to her having to go out there with her mom, like, Sophia ran, like, she did the half marathon. She did 13 miles on her own because she was training for the marathon. And I remember it was like 3.5 hours, and I was thinking to myself, ain't no way in hell I'm running for 3.5 hours. But why not? Why not me? You know, like, if she can do it, if somebody else can do it, if you can do it, I can do it.
And this speaks to a little bit of like how a little bit of success can kind of like, success is motivating.
Yeah.
Or gaining traction is just like, oh, let's go. So same thing with business. Once I got a little bit, I started making more.
Yeah.
Okay, what else can I change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
How can I switch this?
Dude, I'm addicted. I've never been a harder worker than I am right now, and I feel like that's going to continue to change in my years.
Yeah.
I just love, I don't know.
I love this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I love the community.
Yeah.
I love, like, you know, I've talked to you about, like, linking up and doing stuff together because, like, I see that driving you too.
Sure.
Like, I see that, like, it's, when you're an entrepreneur, it's a whole different type of person to be an entrepreneur. Like, you cannot be half-assed kind of person.
And there were times when I was.
Same.
There were times when I was. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be there
But
long.
I'm not there anymore.
You can't stay there long.
No, you can't. You got to figure out, like, are you in it or are you not?
Are you?
And you have
Yes.
to have the people, the right people around you who's going to say, I know you can do better than this. And the real Megan, this isn't the best version of you.
Yeah.
And you need to have those people around you all the time to keep you accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think accountability is huge.
Yeah, it's good to have those conversations, especially we don't have them anymore, those tough conversations. People are scared of them. People get their feelings hurt. But if there's a way to say it too, let's not get that twisted. There's a way and a time to say those tough conversations as well.
Yeah.
But you got to have those people that have them.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you talk about hiring because, me and Kathy are talking about, like, trying to train new agents and, like, trying to help new people, which is honestly why we started the podcast initially, was to help agents and help people kind of, like, grow. And so I think it's hard to, like, find people that are at that same intense level of, like, a lot of people coast.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people
And they're lucky, some come to my mind, that coast and get deals and you're like, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
But but I think, like, I just met you today. I see the drive. I could see your personality shine through. So I could see why you're successful. And I'm sure, sky's the limit. And it's interesting because we have different people sit in our podcast. And there's always this something that somebody has, this, like, extra, like, spark. I don't know what it is. I see it in you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I really do. I really do.
Thanks. Who knows where it goes, but I'm happy to continue running the race.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think morals and values hold a high
I was talking
priority
about that
as
in your
well.
last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know you, and I've seen you firsthand maintain your morals and values beyond anything. Like, I know you well enough to know that Chris has his. We all have our own sets of morals and values, right? Like, every person has their own thing, but you don't waver from that. Like, you are who you are. You're solid in the person that you are. You're solid in the fact that you're going to treat people with kindness and goodness, and you expect others to do the same.
Yeah, there are times where I make mistakes. Like, let's not get it twisted. But I try to learn from every mistake I make, and it's like, okay, how can I be better than that? Yes, I do. I understand my mistake, and I'm very stern on correcting myself and make sure I stay on the path, because we all veer off it every now and again. But it's like, all right, whatever, let's get back on the track. And I try to be very diligent about that.
Yeah,
You're self-aware, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will say things or do things, and even though they're self-aware, they're like, it's all right, I said it.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes us better, because you're always trying to achieve and do more, higher level, and be the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
So, Kathy doesn't work out. So,
Now I'll walk my dog
All
Sky.
right.
I'll
All
walk
right.
my dog Sky.
so what advice
yeah.
would you give for somebody who is walking their dog maybe, and she's a high achiever? You know, like
Sure.
Kathy's very driven.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the gym. I need to get over myself is probably number one.
Do you want to work out?
Okay, so yes, I want to. Obviously, I want to get fit. I'm divorced.
Why?
Okay, so I want to be healthy for my kids. So I'm divorced. So I'm the only well, it's not like, he's around, but I just want to be the best version for my kids, because if something happens to me, then what? If I get sick, I'm the sole provider. So I think about all those things. Like I know I have to practice what I preach. There is a better version of Kathy, right?
Sure.
And I want to be healthy. I want to be active. I want to do all the things, but I don't know where the motivation is. Like, I think sometimes I would say the last 3 years I've just kind of put my head down and just went to work, and all my energy has been having my business grow, which it has, putting food on the table for my kids, and being, kind of self-sufficient. But I also recognize that I have to make time for me to stay healthy, and I have to exercise. And I have a gym in my community, so, that's included.
That's not even, like, you're not even in front of a lot of people. I'm sure not a lot of people use it.
No, not too much. Like, I'll go in there every once in a while, but I'm like...
But what?
And I feel like sometimes I don't know how to work some of these machines.
Okay.
So I think that's a bigger one.
Okay.
And I need somebody who's going to be like, okay, let's go together, Kathy.
Yeah.
I'm an only child, so I have only child syndrome. I need somebody who says, come on, let's go. You and I are going to go.
Yeah. This is what I was saying about whole making it easier. It's like we have a group of good people, and you guys have a text chain or whatever.
If I don't
you guys,
come, they're gonna text me.
Yeah.
See, I need that. Like somebody that holds me.
And then once you get in there and you start seeing the results, you'll just start going on your own.
I've lost about 10 pounds.
And tell me this or not, like, that makes this better.
Yeah.
Like your health and your fitness, if you start maintaining that a little bit, you have more energy and more resolve even in business. So use it as a factor of that, but you got to get in there the first time, or you got to create a habit. You got to create a system.
Yes.
You got to create something
Carve
like
the
that.
Sounds like
time
you
out.
gotta create a community.
Yeah.
Like or you need to find a community. I wish you were in Creedmoor.
Yeah.
We would have so much fun.
Yeah.
You would love the group. Seriously, it's such a good group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to find a community that's good, which is going to take some research on you, or just come up with a system. Like, I don't care if you walk your dog with a weighted vest. Can you do it 3 times?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that.
Can
Is
you
that
do
like
it 3 times a week?
Yeah, so tell me about those weighted vests, because
All right,
I see that's like the trend
Hold
everywhere.
on, let's go with it. So can you walk your dog with a weighted vest 3 times a week?
Yes.
Can you work in some squats somewhere along the path?
Yes.
Can you work in some bench push-ups somewhere along the path?
Yes, I can figure
All
it
right.
out.
Can you do some jumping jacks?
Yes.
Can you create a system that has all those things?
Yeah.
Where you can, do you have like a fitness watch?
I don't, but I can get one.
All right, perfect. Have a goal, burn 200 calories. I don't care how you do it. That's something you can do on your own time, in your own volition, in your own comfort, and that could work for you.
Yeah. Sounds like to me, like, my takeaway from what you're saying is maybe not try to recreate the wheel, but start where you're at.
Yeah.
And which is so funny, because it's honestly been like the theme of this whole podcast. You started where you were. I started where I was. You started where you were. But tweaking things
along the way.
Yeah, just making little tweaks that will help.
Because who knows, one day you may be running with that thing on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I recognize, like, okay, I got to do things.
And you got Megan here, so you're always running to her, so you got an accountability partner, honestly. You do. And, dude, it's something you
We talk enough.
I know. So tell me about those weighted vests, because I see lots of people. What are the benefits of that? Or is it just...
All right. So we're ready. Here we go. All right, let's get into the weeds a little bit. Okay. So what you want is zone 2 cardio. Okay. Zone 2 is like fat burning times a million. Okay. Now, zone 2 cardio is 60% of your heart rate. Okay, so if you're walking your dog or whatever, you'll probably walk at a pace that's probably your heart rate may get up to maybe 100, maybe 80, probably 80 beats per minute, something like that. What you want, depending on your age, so just do 60% of your max heart rate, which is 220 minus your age.
Okay.
And take 60% of that.
Okay.
All right, 60% of that is your heart rate number you want to be at.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of people need a weighted vest to get there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're just starting out, you just walking can get you there.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like for a person that's been going to the gym for a while or just pretty active, they may need a weighted vest to get them there. Like if they're just casually walking the dog. Now you could probably walk with
a power
Vigor.
walk.
like vigor and get it there.
Yeah.
But like to go on a casual walk with just a weighted vest, you could probably get there.
What
for a fit
exactly is
person.
zone 2? What is zone 2? Because I've heard
So
you say that
you got
before.
5 heart rate zones. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
I don't know the exact details of them all, but you got like anaerobic, aerobic, zone 2, which is like your fat burning. You got max heart rate, and I forget what the first one is. Anyway, one of them is like with oxygen, one of them is without oxygen. So one of them would be like sprint workouts. That would be probably zone 4, zone 5 max heart rate. Then you got like fast running, where it's not like you're marathon running, but maybe running a 5K. Maybe that's zone 4. Zone 3 is maybe like lifting weights intensely.
Okay.
And then zone 2 is more like conversational pace.
I see.
Okay.
So if you can carry on a conversation, if you can call Megan, whatever, hey girl, I'm on my walk, whatever, with my dog, just checking in, seeing what's up. So you should be able to carry a conversation. Now it shouldn't be easy, like you shouldn't be talking 100 miles a minute.
Yeah.
But you should be,
Breathing.
Yeah.
like it should be kind of tough.
Yeah.
So if you wear a watch or whatever in it, like your fitness, let me pull this up real quick, and I put an outdoor run on. It's gonna go 3, 2, 1. You got an Apple or you got Samsung?
Apple.
Oh, nice, perfect. You need an Apple Watch, and you roll it up, and you see those like little markers right there.
Yep.
Zone 2 would be blue. So the next one. See, I'm in zone 1 right now, just kind of chilling, talking,
Yeah.
or whatever. Zone
Yeah.
2 would be the next level up, so you can kind of like track it, see where you're at, and then
Okay.
just continue to go. Walk 30 minutes, walk an hour, create a system,
Yeah.
have a plan, have a goal.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Systems, goals, plans.
Because I do now that my daughter's out of school, so at 7:30 I take the dog for a walk. I do that for like 45 minutes, and that's just my daily thing. And then at night I take her again on another walk.
Nice.
So I just make it a point. Like, I got to clear my day. I got to start my day. I got to have a clear mind. And then I end it with, okay, I've had a day. I got to clear my mind and reset for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. But now I know I need to obviously I need to go to the gym. I got to
Yeah.
work out and, weights and all that.
I mean, just adding the weighted vest is
Yeah,
at least a step in the
yeah,
right direction.
Yeah.
And
I'll
it'll
look into it.
eventually like you'll convince you, be like, okay, I can do
I
more.
need to do
Maybe
more.
maybe I'm ready for the gym now.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely, like you said, like I've definitely grown myself. Like initially, like box jumps, for instance. Box jumps are my nemesis. I hate box jumps. I get so much anxiety.
And you're
Like,
so athletic too. That's so crazy. When we play volleyball, dude, you're athletic.
thank you.
Yeah.
Which is very funny because Sophia's super fit but not athletic at all.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
She's funny. Yeah, but box jumps scare the bejesus out of me. Like they are like literally, and I remember when I first started, I was jumping on like a 25-pound weight. You know what I mean? It's like just like the plate. And then Chris was like, "You can do more," and I was like, "Nah," and, nah, I'm not gonna do more. And like I went outside to do like one of the other workouts, and I came back in, and he had changed my weight.
Oh, my gosh.
He had put on another 25-pound plate, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm doing this now," But that little bit of push was like honestly what I need because
Yeah.
now, like, don't get me wrong, I'm probably never gonna jump on a box higher than I jump,
Sure.
but I still get a box jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Still good.
Yeah, but it was more than what like a 25-inch plate is like. No offense, it's like this. And
Yeah.
I was like,
It was my
Megan,
mind.
I've
Yes.
seen you I've seen you play volleyball, girl.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you
Yeah.
can jump
Yeah.
and move around.
Yeah.
Like, let me put it like this one will still be. You'll be
Yeah.
way good.
Right.
But I ain't gonna push you that far. But like, let's get a little bit more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he actually like last week, he told a girl to back down. You know, like
Yeah.
he's not afraid to like
Yeah.
keep people safe.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also like aware of, and I think me personally, like having somebody say that, like, or having somebody that he didn't really give me a choice, like I came back and it was there. So it was
Yep.
like, he was
Yep.
like, nah, you can do this, like having somebody in your corner, like believing in you. I know that sounds silly,
And
and
all-
very
yep, that's-
whatever.
No,
but
it's so nice.
everything.
Sometimes we don't have enough people like cheering us
Yes.
on
Yeah.
because in our mind, I don't know how you guys' mind work, but I know how mine works. I'm very self-critical all the
Of
time,
course.
all the time. So it's nice to have somebody be like, bro,
You can do
or
this.
girl, you're the best.
Yeah, yeah,
come
you
on,
got this.
bro. Like, why? You can sell another house. Come
Yeah.
on,
Yes.
because that gives you a little drive too. Come on,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes if I had a little buddy on my back just gassing me up,
Yes. I need
I
a
would
hype
be
man.
I'd be so much more productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I just had a little hype man.
Yeah, come on.
You got this.
Yeah.
You got this. Come on.
What's
You got
up?
this.
Yeah.
And sometimes we hear it when we need, like, that moment. You're like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Or, you know, we question ourselves, and then you hear somebody like, you got this. Like, I've been watching you from afar, and oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. You're like, okay, reset. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got this. I really do got this. Yeah. Well, this is pretty much the end of the podcast because, you know, we're running out of time. But I'll be honest with you, I appreciate you coming on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to know you a little bit more, and you kind of got to dive into my world because I'm always in
Sure.
your world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I thought it would be fun. I had a podcast for a little bit. It's such a time thing.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated people taking time out of their day to, like,
I
come
didn't know
out
you
and
had
do
a
this.
podcast.
I did it we did it on, like, Saturday night. My wife was kind of producing it, and it was just too, you know, I'm like, we got to spend family time. I don't need to ask her to be working and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future when I can have some team members, and I always felt so appreciative of people who showed up. So it's my way of giving back, and I, you know, appreciate you too.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely.
like,
I
let me
appreciate
give
it.
back a little, and not even saying from that perspective. I also wanted to get to know you a little bit more in this
Yeah.
setting as well too.
Yeah.
Because when we talk, and I feel like you're in the gym I banter a lot, but there's a few people that's like, you need to sit down and talk with this person for 30 minutes. You're one of
Yeah.
those people.
Thank you.
You're a sit down and, like,
Yeah.
talk for 30 minutes or an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
You
I like to
and, like,
delve
Donna. Donna is like a sit down. Donna can talk to you for 30 minutes for an hour, and then you can just be like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Keep it going. So
Yeah.
that's good. I
Yeah.
thought this would be a great way of us chatting and getting to know each other.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming out.
For sure.
And if anybody wants to check you out or come to the gym, let them know where you're at.
Yeah, just go to the website. You can find everything on our website. It's www.elitelegacyfitness.com, and you can find everything from there. That's our best venue of finding out who we are, what we do, and all that.
Awesome. Well,
Yep.
we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.